Okay, so now part B of question number 3 from June 2014. We've got, it says, hence or otherwise, find the first 3 terms in ascending powers of x of this expansion. Okay, so now, what we have here, if we have basically 2 minus 3x to the power of 6, which we already expanded. Okay, we've got to do 1 plus x over 2 times, and we're going to have 64 minus 576x plus 2160 x squared. We want the first 3 terms. Now the first 3 terms are going to be made up of the constants, the x and the x squareds. Okay, if you think about it, you'll have constant terms, and you'll have x terms, and you'll have x squared terms. You've got to work out what they're going to be. So the constant term is going to be 1 times 64, which is 64. Then you're going to have 1 times minus 576x. So you're going to have 1 times, so I'll put the plus there too quickly, 1 times negative 576x, which is minus 576x. And they're going to have 1 times 2160x squared. Okay? So before we do that, let's just see that there's going to be another x term, x over 2 times 64. Now x over 2 times 64 is 32x. You're going to have plus 32x. I'm just dealing with the x terms first, right? So the constant will be 1 times 64. The x term will be 1 times minus 576x, and also x over 2 times 64. That will also give me an x term, which I can then combine afterwards. Then we've got to think about the x. There will be no other x terms, right? Because everything will be x times x times x squared. So the next term will be the x squared terms. And then the x squared terms will be found by doing 1 times 2160x squared. But there will also be an x squared term found when you do x over 2 times minus 576. Okay, which is going to be negative, and 576 divided by 2, 576 divided by 2 is going to give you 288. So you're going to have minus 288 x squared. Okay, so x over 2 times 576x will give me an x squared term, which is 288 x squared. Now, so you're going to have a number term, a constant term, an x term, and an x squared term. Those will be the first 3 terms. Okay, we don't need to find the cube term, so there's no need me continuing doing x over 2 times 2160x squared. Okay, so now I can just combine these together. Well, we got this is equal to, this is equal to 64. So you're going to have 64. You have minus 576 plus 32. So you got minus 576 plus 32, which gives you minus 544. So minus 544x. And then you got 2160 minus 288. So 2160 minus 288, that will be x squared term, which gives you 1872, which will be positive. Positive 1872 x squared. Okay, and those are the first 3 terms in the expansion of what they told us to expand. Okay, so there we have the answer to part 3b as well. Thank you for watching.